I'm not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 184, Ethnic Diversity while doing Pilatic leg training. And if you participate in the Pilatic leg training, please set your own risk. We're starting directly with Pilatic leg training. We are bringing one leg out and we can tap on the floor, and then we're bringing it up the leg again and having a flexed foot. Ethnic diversity. The UK population is ethnically diverse and changing rapidly, especially in larger cities such as London. So the people living in the UK is not just all from one country or from one region, but they are from many different regions, living people in the UK. And this is also changing rapidly. And it is especially the case for larger cities such as London. It is not always easy to get an exact picture of the ethnic origin of all the population. What does that sentence mean? We're changing the leg. So it is not possible to completely say from what regions all the people in the United Kingdom are living in. Let's go on, maybe we're explaining something in that direction. There are people in the UK with ethnic origins from all over the world. So it's not just all from France or something, we're also from other regions. And we're completely around the globe. So we're having in surveys, the most common ethnic description chosen is white, which includes people of European, Australian, Canadian, New Zealand and American descent. Other significant groups are those of Asian, Black and mixed descent. So that was a long sentence, there were two. So the first part. So there are people from all over the world living in the UK who had parents or grandparents or grandparents living in other regions of the world. And the most people, if they ask what ethnic description they want to choose, they are saying white, which we're going to the next exercise. We are having a straight leg out with flexed foot and they are bending the knee. And if they are asked what ethnic description they chose, most of them saying white in the UK, and these are then people from Europe, or their descendants. Descendants were the opposite to ancestor. No, it must be the same. No, descendants is just it's the same, but it's the verb or something. So most people are saying they are white, and these are then people mostly from Europe, from Australia, from Canada or from Canadian, and from New Zealand, and American, and I guess they mean US American, because Canada is already America. And many more countries are America. I think they mean US America, so the United States of America, and the other leg, out with the flex foot and up. So most people are saying in the United Kingdom, if I ask what ethnic description they are saying white, and these are when they are from Europe, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, or from America. They are parents, grandparents, and so on. Other significant groups are those of Asian, Black, and mixed descent. So if asked, there are also many people saying that they are, or that they have parents or grandparents or something like that, or great parents from Asia. And a lot of people are saying that they have as an ethnic description that they identify as Black and mixed descent. And we're doing the next exercise, the leg straight out, and no, we're having a bend in the knee, and we're bringing the leg up and again down. So many people in the United Kingdom identifying as white, and there are many identifying as Asian, as Black, and as mixed descent. That means some people are having great parents, some are from Europe, and some are from Asia, or some are from Africa and South America. So there are many people who have not just from one region, all their great grandparents, but some people are having one parent who's from the Caribbean and another parent who's from New Zealand. And so most people are saying they are white, but many people are also saying they are Asian, or they are black, or they're having mixed descent, if they ask. So for that, we're through with ethnic diversity. And I don't know if we have a link. We have a link with abandoned and we're going up. So basically here said that in the United Kingdom are people living from all around the world, and most of them identifying as white, but there are also many people who are Asian or who identify as black or mixed descent as an ethnic description. Now we can go to the inventions again. And we're doing the next exercise also. So we're bringing the leg out, and we're going with the leg to be outside, and again in with the flex foot. An energetic step in IVF therapy was that Patrick Steptoe and Sir Robert Edwards in 1978, the first child born through that IVF therapy, developed whatever pioneered in the IVF therapy. And the next exercise, with the other leg now, to the outside with the flex foot. And we wanted just to remember cloning, Keith Campbell, Sir Ian Wilmot, 1996. That fits quite well. We're having 3 numbers who are around. All the other numbers, most of them are not around. So we're having 1996. 1978 is auch quite easy, because IVF, this is the IVF, the V and the F, these are also hard letters. And 1978, the numbers are also hard. It looks just like the signs. The 1 is, and the 7, and 9, 8, 1978. And the next exercise, we're tipping with the flex foot onto the floor. We're going a bit up, the outside, tipping again onto the floor. So I think that fits. But here we're having this sentence. It was a big step in fertilization that Patrick Steptoe and Sir Robert Edwards, it was an energetic step. Sir Robert Edwards discovered, pioneered in the IVF therapy in 1978. And the other thing we're having, cloning, the other leg out, tapping on the floor, cloning, and we're outside and again tapping on the floor, cloning, Keith Campbell, Sir Ian Wilmot, and it was in 1996. Sir Peter Mansfield, co-inventor of the magnetic resonance imaging scanner. Now date. I think we're doing it quite hard. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. And in 5 seconds, we're starting with a 2-minute plank. And starting. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. The last thing would be the inventor of the World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee, World Wide Web. Information was successfully transferred via web on the first time on the turn. And when they were invented? On Christmas morning 1990. Sir Tim Berners-Lee. Can you remember it anyhow? Sir Tim Berners-Lee. World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. Christmas morning 1990. Now we're through with them all, and we're having more or less a way to remember them all. But Can we do it actually? So we don't know the last ones. Maybe we're cloning. Maybe we can do cloning. Cloning, Keith Campbell, Sir Ian Wilmot, 1996. All the round numbers. Are we having this? Cloning, Keith Campbell, cloning with C, cloning, Keith Campbell, and Sir Ian Wilmot, and 1996. I forgot what time we started. And IVF, it was an energetic step in fertilization that Patrick Steptoe and Sir Robert Edwards pioneered in the IVF fertilization. The first child fertilized that way was born in 1978. IVF, 1978. And then the last thing it was, we're having two Bernards now. Sir Tim Berners-Lee and Sir Bernard Lovell. I think we're having 2 minutes. I'm just going to do 30 seconds more because I don't know it. Sir Bernard Lovell. Where we had the sentence. And once more upon Sir Bernard Lovell, who invented at Jewel Bank in Cheshire, the radio telescope. Not invented, he built it there. And when we're having MRI, Peter Mansfield, everyone wanted to go hard. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. And I think we signed a 2.5 minutes. So we're done with the exercise. And we also have nothing to do, so if you don't want to hang here trying to learn these, you can just go on. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. Cloning, do we say no? Cloning, Keith Campbell, Sir Ian Wilmot, 1996. And IVF therapy, it was an energetic step in fertilization that Patrick Steptoe and Sir Robert Edwards, energetic Edward, made the IVF fertilization pioneer there in 1978 the first child was born that day. And the World Wide Web, that was Sir Tim Berners-Lee on Christmas morning, 1990, 25th December, 1990. Sir Tim Berners-Lee. World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. MRI, Sir Peter Mansfield. Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. I think we're pretty good with all. We're saying we need to be to identify. We're almost that we can all name them ourselves completely without anything, all 15. Insulin, John McLeod. I don't know why, but that's quite easy. The problem is just if you have nothing to remember that, if you're not coming through it, we have nothing with which you can work on to getting John McLeod co-discovered insulin. And because you're oftentimes not the numbers written of the persons by the Concorde, just written in France, and that was in the 1960s. Concorde 1969. So when there's something missing, and if we're not by all completely sure, and we don't know by what is missing, we could do our own research and look the numbers which are missing, and then add them so we have a completely. But I think we're having it quite good. So we're having, it was John Law Gibert, or JLB, John Law Gibert, who in the 1920s developed the television at first test 10 years after BBC, so 1932 BBC Radio, 1932 broadcast from Glasgow to London. Then we're having Sir Robert Watson Watts, Jeddah, 1935, successful test. Then we're having once more upon Sir Bernard Lovell, who at Jodrell Bank, the radio telescope. And then we're having Alan Turing, the Turing machine, 1930, which just taken to the it's Turing machine, Alan Turing. And we're having John McLeod, insulin, co-discovered. Then DNA, Francis Crick, structure for DNA, so the helix of the DNA. Francis Crick, both C, Francis with C and Crick, also it's Francis Crick. Helix substructure for DNA, that was in 1953, we could also make a free 1953, I don't know, 1953, and we're having a jet engine that was in the 30s. So we're not chronological yet. Sir Frank Whittle, the jet engine, 1930s. Who would have thought that the jet engine was invented in the 1940s, 30s? France and Britain Concorde, moon landing, 1969, and then you have to be a good fellow, it's like good fellow to be trusted for cash dispensing, ATM, Barclay, Swinging 60s, 1967. And IVF, that is we're having with Septoid and completely time to go through it. Then we're having Clowning, Keith Campbell and Searle, I and Wilmot, 1996, 1978 with everything. And Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging, just Sir Peter Mansfield, magnetic resonance imaging. And we're having Sir Tim Berners-Lee, World Wide Web on the Christmas morning, 1990. Thank you very much, and until next time.